welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly if you don't know who I am, and for those of you that do follow me on Instagram, hey as well. So I have been saying for pretty much the longest time that I'm going to be starting up a channel and that I'm going to be doing this forever. I keep saying, oh, I'm going to film a YouTube video, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I never ever get around to it. But I just thought now would be the perfect time because I'm going to hopefully just vlog my whole journey. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name's Kelly. I am expecting, so I'm going to be a first-time mama, and I just thought that I would kind of want to be able to document my whole journey, document the highs and the lows and kind of my process, so kind of when I found out and things like that as well, and then I also kind of right through to giving birth, and obviously post when I actually am mama with baby in my arms. But I just thought it would be perfect because obviously it's something that I look at all the time on YouTube, like other mums documenting their journeys, and it's something that I find that is really interesting. Other things that I will be YouTubing and vlogging and things like that are kind of just day-to-day life, my home, because we're going to be hopefully moving house soon as well, and then also things like food and fitness and everything else like that. So if you did follow me from Instagram, you would have known that I was really big on fitness before I fell pregnant, so that would be something that I'm going to probably vlog as well, so kind of videos of how I got my hopefully get my body back once I've had the baby as well. So yeah, so I'm a first-time mama, so if you can't tell already, this is Bubba. So at the moment I am 18 weeks going into 19 weeks tomorrow, so hopefully by the time that I would have edited and posted the video, then I will be 19 weeks. So rather than just kind of me babbling on for like 20 minutes, I put a thing out on Instagram, so thank you for everyone that has got involved. It was just a quick Q&A because I just thought it would be easier to find out kind of what it is that you guys wanted to see and learn about and know about and things like that as well, rather than it kind of just being me giving you loads of information that you probably don't even want to know. So thank you so much for everybody that has sent over some messages and sent over some questions as well. So I'm just kind of going to go through those and kind of give you some insights in terms of like what's been happening. So one of the most common questions is, do we know either what the sex is or are we going to find out, and have I thought of baby names as well? So we do know what the sex is. Well, I say we went for a scan, we went for an early scan, not last week, the week before, where we were able to see baby in 4D as well, which was absolutely amazing. We went to Window to the Womb in Leicester, which was so lovely. It was like such a nice experience, and originally what we were going to do was neither of us find out and then get an envelope, and then we were going to do a gender reveal and have it in the gender reveal so that we would all find out together. But then on the day, Greg was like, no, I want to know. So Greg actually knows the sex, which is absolutely killing me. I literally can't cope. Every single day I'm like, so are we having a girl or a boy? And keep asking questions, which is probably really, really annoying him, but I'm sure he's absolutely loving the power. So yes, we're going to find out the sex. We are doing a gender reveal next weekend, which I'm going to vlog as well, because that was another thing that I kind of had a look at and didn't realise how much how much money people spend. It was absolutely crazy. Like some of the venues that I was looking at were charging like nearly £2,000. I was like, this is crazy, the baby's not even here yet, and I can't justify that much money. Some of the decorations and stuff I was looking at were like between sort of £100 to £300 as well. So I've done loads of like research and I've planned my own baby shower. So I was going to probably vlog I've done a baby shower and gender reveal, which we're going to do together, so that we can have kind of both families and not just be sex specific. So yeah, I've planned that, which I'm going to vlog as well. And then one of the next questions is, how did I find out and how did I tell Greg? So I found out literally on Mother's Day this year. I was working an overtime shift at work, and I was working a night shift and came back from my break, and I was like, I feel a bit funny, like something told me in my head, like it's such a weird overwhelming feeling. It was like, go and do a test, like you need to do a test. So yeah, then at like 4:30 in the morning, I went and did a test, because obviously I work as a nurse, so we have pregnancy tests at work. So I did a test at 4:30 in the morning, and there was like the faintest line in the world, but I was like, oh my god, this definitely means I am. So that day, then I then went home and I bought, I went to just a cheap shop, got some cheap pregnancy tests, did a wee on that as soon as I woke up, and the test obviously then said positive. That night I then ordered some clear blue tests just because I wanted to see how far gone we were. So they came the next day, obviously after I'd done my other night shift, and I did a test that day when I woke up from my sleep, and Greg was at home, and I remember just being really awkward with him because he was like, oh, you've got a delivery, what have you ordered? I was like, nothing, because in my head I wanted it to be like a massive surprise. I really wanted to have like this amazing announcement for him. I wanted to do balloons and set the house up and record his reaction and get really excited, and then the overall, like, the excitement kind of just took over. So I did the test and it came back 2 to 3 weeks. So at this point I was shaking, obviously really happy, really excited, and so literally just went in and saw him, and rather than kind of doing the whole exciting announcement, I literally just handed in the test, and then we hugged and cried, and we're obviously both like really, really over the moon. So yeah, that was a really really nice time, because I think in my head I'd planned to have like this big massive announcement, and actually it was perfect just being just the two of us and it not being big or crazy or anything else like that. It was lovely. So yeah, it was really, really nice. How did I know I was pregnant, and who did I tell first, and how did I react? So it was just a feeling. Like, it's really weird. Like, I speak to a lot of people, and I think it's kind of like mum's intuition. Like, it's a weird thing. So you kind of just have this overwhelming feeling. Obviously we were trying for a baby as well, so it wasn't like it was a surprise. So as soon as I found out, it was kind of almost disbelief, because we'd been trying for so long that it was kind of like, oh my god, it's actually happening. Like, it was amazing. So yeah, it was amazing. So the first person I told was Greg, because obviously he's my partner, and then we both discussed that we were going to kind of keep it a little bit of a secret, just until baby was safe, because obviously of what happened last year. So yeah, it was just amazing. Like, we just kept it between us, and it was lovely to kind of have that excitement and have that little secret as well. And then in terms of reactions, I just cried. Like, I was just so happy, because we've literally been wanting this forever. One of the other questions is, how long did it take me to get pregnant after a miscarriage? So for those of you who don't know, we had a miscarriage last year. We had a miscarriage last year in August. So it was from August to February that it took us to get pregnant. But in that time, I can honestly say it felt like the longest time of our lives. Like, I felt that we were just continually trying. I went crazy. Like, for anyone else that's had a miscarriage and then obviously tried to get pregnant as well, and it's taken a little bit longer, or for those people that are just trying and that are struggling, time literally feels like it is the longest thing in the world. Like, you feel like every time you get a period, you're like, my life, it's just awful. Like, you just feel like you're trying and trying and trying, and I think kind of almost you put so much pressure on your body and yourself and your partner and your relationship that it just makes things so much more difficult. And I think it got to kind of February, and I was like, you know what, I give up. I actually give up. And then we fell pregnant in March. So it was one of those things that a lot of people kind of said, you know what, stop trying and you will get pregnant. And it was like, how do you stop trying when it's something that you really, really want? So so yeah, it took us between sort of 7 or 8 months ish. So we had about, I think it was like 7 periods that I had, and then I was late for like 2 or 3 days, and then obviously took the test and found out that I was pregnant. So somebody said, what is the worst and the best part of pregnancy so far? The worst probably would be either my nausea or my skin. My skin has been horrific. Like, I've never been someone that has suffered with like spots, and I remember in the beginning, even like before I took the test, I was panicking, thinking, oh my god, I've never had skin this bad. I remember having like what felt like adult acne. I had like spots all down the side of my face, down the other side. I've had like spots all over my forehead, which I never ever get spots on my forehead, and the spots were so dark, and they were so painful and angry and red, and even now, like 19 weeks later, I'm still getting loads of spots. Like, I feel like I get rid of one and then I have another one. So yeah, the skin is horrendous. Like, it just feels like I've constantly got new spots, so that's not very nice. And then the nausea, like for 12 weeks, no, even longer. So I think that I didn't have nausea probably up until about 6 or 7 weeks, which was lovely because I just had really painful boobs, which is a standard kind of sort of side effect of pregnancy. But yeah, then the nausea kicked in, and oh my god, it was a killer, like trying to get up for work. So I work long days. I work from 7 in the morning till 7:30 at night, and trying to do a long day and not tell people at work and act normal when all you do is feel sick is horrendous. So yeah, it's an absolute killer. But the best part of pregnancy so far, kind of, if I filmed this a few weeks ago, probably would be a little bit different, but now that I'm 18, 19 weeks, is feeling baby move. Like, with what happened last year, I think that you second guess and doubt yourself and doubt the pregnancy and doubt everything. So you question everything, like, you know, I saw people feeling their baby from like 15 weeks or 16 weeks or from really early, and I was like, oh, I can't feel baby, like maybe something's wrong. So you second guess everything and you think that things are going wrong even though you're not, you know, you're still growing, you've got a bump growing and things like that. But as a first time mum, you don't know what to expect. So also, we'd never got this far either, so I'd never known what it felt like to have baby move. And then it was not last week, the week before, that I was sat at work on a night shift, and I was actually talking about it a few days before. It was when we went for our scan, so I was 17 and a half weeks, and I was like, I haven't felt baby move. I was like, I don't understand. Obviously we'd seen baby, and baby was really active and jumping around and like literally having a party in my uterus and my womb and everything else, but yeah, it was kind of like I haven't felt baby move, so I don't really know, is that normal, is it not normal? And then it was like 2 days later, I was at work that night, and it was like about 11 o'clock, maybe midnight, and I was like, oh my god, like I was like, I actually feel baby move, this is the best feeling in the world. And then obviously being pregnant and hormonal, I was crying because it was like the most magical, amazing feeling. So yeah, I think definitely feeling baby move and kind of sort of seeing your body grow and seeing what the human body can do, like it literally is just the most amazing and most special experience. So yeah, it was like, I think those are the two things. So the nausea and the skin is my worst, and then obviously even just the miracle that I'm pregnant, like I just feel so blessed. Even though I moan a lot about feeling rubbish all day every day, that's kind of almost subsiding now, and now I'm kind of getting to a point where I can enjoy the pregnancy and enjoy the actual fact that we are pregnant and that baby's growing, that baby's healthy and everything else like that. So other questions is, how have work been with you since you got pregnant? Are they really supportive? So actually we found out we were pregnant, and then a couple of weeks later I was actually in pain. So I was in quite a considerable amount of pain and ended up in hospital, and had an early scan with baby just to make sure everything was okay. So I was actually going to wait until my 12-week point with work just to tell them, but obviously because everything had happened in terms of kind of sort of pain, and wasn't sure how I was feeling, and then I was really nauseous and things like that, I told my managers, and they actually were really, really supportive, so they were really nice. I think they kind of almost expected that it would be kind of something that would be imminent anyway. It was not something that I'd kind of hidden, that I didn't, you know, that I was quite vocal about the fact that I either wanted to have a baby soon or, you know, was trying to get pregnant and things like that. So it's kind of something that they already kind of expected that would be happening either soon or thereabouts. So yeah, they were really supportive, did risk assessments and everything else like that, so that's kind of the norm. So they were really, really nice. And then I ended up telling, so I told work, as in like managers and bits like that, and then I told my friends and everybody else from work as well. I think it was like 12 weeks and a couple of days, so we'd had our 12-week scan and everything else. And then I think everybody was like, I knew you were eating more, or I knew there was something going on, but no one could kind of put their finger on it. So with my nausea, I was just constantly eating, because I felt like the only time that I didn't feel sick was when I was eating. So like I'd literally be having like 10 slices of bread a day, just because the only thing I could cope with was toast. I literally have turned into a loaf of bread. So yeah, I think people kind of noticed that I was eating a little bit more and kind of changed my eating habits, and everyone's like, oh, are you going to the gym tonight? I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. I'm really tired, and I work a lot of hours, but I think a lot of people kind of thought, she isn't doing what she used to be doing. So yeah, so I think kind of people almost had a little, like the ones that are mums had a little bit of like an expectation that they were kind of like, oh, I think I knew that there was something, but couldn't put my finger on it. But yeah, everyone that I told at work was like just really, really happy for me. So I have some really, really supportive friends and things like that as well. what's it called? So the next question is, when you first got pregnant, were you trying? And if so, how did you know it was the right time? So obviously I've said that we were trying. We obviously had a miscarriage last year, and I think that kind of really put some pressure on our relationship. So it was something that I felt that was kind of missing from our relationship. It was something that we both decided that we wanted. So for the last 4 years, I did a year at college, and then I did 3 years at university. So I was trained to be a nurse, and then I've then now been in my job coming up to a year in November. So I felt that you're never 100% ready, but I felt that we were as ready as we were ever going to be. I felt that we were both in a really good position, we both had really good jobs, so I think that now was probably a perfect time. And also Greg's boys are older, so it would be so lovely for them to have a baby brother or sister as well, so I thought that they would be perfect age to be able to kind of have that really nice relationship as well. So in terms of right time, I don't think there's ever a perfect time, but I think it was the right time for us, and definitely knew that it was the right time when we were trying. Have we started thinking of names? So, oh my god, if you have had a baby or you're having a baby and you're in a relationship with a man, you will understand how difficult it is to find a name that both of you like. I promise you, this is the most difficult thing that we've gone through. Like, I literally have been talking about babies' names for the past year, and every time I come up with a new name, Greg is like, no, absolutely not, my child is not being called that, or no, I hate that name, or no, I know somebody that I don't like that is called that, or I had somebody that I went to school with that I don't like. So we haven't actually decided, that was my door shutting, decided on a name yet. And I also think that it's quite difficult to decide, because obviously I don't know the sex yet either, so it's not like I can then visualize our baby being called that either. So I think once I know the sex, I think that it's going to be a lot easier for us to decide, because I think it's just going to be easier because we can kind of envisage us actually calling our baby that as well. And I think it would be so nice, because then we can give our bumper name as well. So yeah, we've not got names, but hopefully we can start talking about that as well. And also women love to kind of plan everything in advance, but Greg is like a last minute kind of person, so he's like, talk to me about it in October, or talk to me about it in September. And I'm like, no, I need to know now, I need to plan now, I need to think of these things. So yeah, that was another reason that we've not kind of got to that point yet. So and one of the people say, have you thought of names, and will you share any with us? So I think that we probably will keep baby's name a secret until baby's here, because there is nothing more annoying than picking a name, and I see that loads of people do this. They pick a name and share it, and then the next week somebody will give birth, and then their baby will also be called that, and then you almost look like you're copying them as well. So I think it'll be quite nice to keep baby's name a secret. So yeah. And then last few questions is what have you been craving the most? So cravings, I haven't had any specific cravings. So before I fell pregnant, obviously I was on this kind of massive health and fitness buzz, because actually that was something that was kind of my life. I loved it and felt really good as soon as I was eating really healthy. So we have tried to eat as healthy as possible anyway, just because obviously I don't really want to put on like 15 stone, because obviously the last thing you want to do is then have baby weight and just excess weight that you need to kind of lose. But obviously in terms of giving in a lot more, so things that obviously I don't feel like cooking as much as I have done, or preparing food or meal prepping or anything else like that. So I've probably craved kind of comfort food rather than had any particular cravings. The only thing that I would say would be a bonus banquet from KFC. I've literally been in love and needed that. And if Greg ever is out, I'll be like, oh, baby wants the KFC, especially with the KFC gravy as well, because obviously that's the most amazing thing in the world. So yeah, in terms of cravings, not a massive amount, just kind of home comfort, so like shepherd's pie or lasagna or anything like that that's really kind of sort of simple and almost a little bit stodgy, but it's, you know, it's one of those things. And then just kind of salt, so because obviously feeling sick all the time is something that you kind of need a little bit of salt to make you feel a little bit better. And then also probably Lucozade, because you can't have caffeine, and it's the only thing that kind of really gives me some energy. So yeah, so that was kind of the end of my questions. So first of all, thank you so much to everybody that has sent a question in. I hope the video hasn't been too long and too boring. My next video hopefully will be my gender reveal baby shower vlog. So I'm vlogging at the moment and kind of recording bits just to get everything ready. So the actual gender reveal is next week, so hopefully I will do the gender reveal on my channel, and so you guys get to know what baby is, not what baby is, what sex baby is even, and then you can also see how I did it on a budget. So I've kind of wanted to keep everything as low cost as possible, so that I've planned everything myself. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed my video, and if you have, please make sure that you subscribe and hit the like button. But yeah, if there's anything that you want to see on my channel, then please just drop me a comment below. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.